your mission and we'll take a look inside.
Possessed Exolyzer located. Purge it and make it work for us. We're down an Exolyzer, working on backups. Contamination subsiding. Exolyzer succumbing to void possession. Spent Exolyzer has been retired. Contamination spreading. Those void nightmares are hell-bent on one thing. Manifesting more nightmares. Exolyzer spent. Valuable supplies. This is yours now. I've opened an extraction route. Your choice when to use it. Down an Exolyzer, working on backups. Contamination just spiked. Keep your wits about you.
You have collected enough reactants to open the relic.
contamination worse. Keep any roaming thrax away from that exolyzer until it discharges. That'll make this Cascade work. Exolyzer spent. Enemy bounty secured. Contamination critical. Do these invaders have any idea what demons they have invoked upon us all? Spent Exolyzer has been retired. Cascade intensifying. Exolyzer spent. Exolyzer, working on backups.
The relic has been cracked open. Finish your mission to find out what's inside.
Come on. Contamination dropping. We just lost an Exolyzer to possession. Get it back. The Exolyzer's performance. Clear them out to get the system working full steam. Spent Exolyzer has been retired. Ah, the void has manifested something other than a nightmare.
Not bad. How are you doing? This is about having a very laggy Cascade here. The folk that have joined me are complaining about how laggy it is. Was it me and you last time we spoke about Vauban? Was you the guy that wanted a Vauban build?
We're down an Exolizer. Working on backups.
Ah, yeah. With the Grandal's energy. See, if you have you got the mod that converts the damage you take to health into energy. If you have that mod, you should be okay. You could also put a purple shard on for energy, and then that should completely fix it. Or you could go and give him arcane battery. That should give you, about 1,000 energy. So if you give Grendel arcane persistence and arcane battery, that should take your energy up really high. And if not, Hunter's Adrenaline, yeah, that usually as long as I've got Hunter's Adrenaline active with Nourish, anytime you get shot, you should be able to absorb enough, damage converted into energy. You could also swap out one shard and give him a purple Equilibrium shard. That would solve the issue. That would be my advice, because Grendel's got so much health and you regen health so easily that you could drop his health to 1,500 if you wanted to. But typically the energy should be okay. So maybe slot in a purple shard, or has he got the arcane battery arcane with persistence? Because battery gives you a bigger energy pool depending on how much armor you have. Maybe that could help it. Yeah, either purple shard or arcane battery, because if he's got arcane battery, your energy pool would probably go up to like 600, and then obviously whenever you get shot at, you'll immediately regen energy. That should help it. Nice. Yeah, that's what I would recommend to do.
Just lost an Exolizer to possession. Get it back. Now the Exolizer's purged.
I understand the energy problems, because unless I take my Grendel Cascade like this game mode here, where there's just constant energy orbs in the ground, I do see your energy problems. I understand it. Sometimes you can suffer from energy, so that would be the way to get around it, I think. Yeah, I live in Scotland. Where do you live? Horrible, rainy, cold Scotland. If there's another Cascade up and you're free and you want to play Warframe, you should come and take your Grendel build and take it to level cap. I think you'll have a fun time and it'll be very easy. Grendel will survive this. Like you seen the other day, Grendel can just stand underneath all the damage. He doesn't care about damage. He's going to survive everything. Very easy time for surviving level cap with Grendel. Probably one of the easiest. The funny thing is, all these frames that were focused around health and armor before were the worst to take into high level content. Now they've become the absolute best, because they just They just absolutely tank all the damage so easily. Persistence has made them easier than Revenant even now. Yeah, I suppose Scotland's a good country. Oh, nice. Ghana, Africa. Far away. You know, you guys have got some of the most beautiful country. Absolutely beautiful countryside. Beautiful animals. Absolutely beautiful. I watch a YouTube channel. Let me see what the name of it is. I can't remember. I watch a YouTube channel called Latest Sightings, and it's a nature channel. I think it's in Africa. It's in South Africa. Yeah. It's in Kruger National Park. So yeah, it shows you all these beautiful animals in Kruger National Park in South Africa. Have you ever been there? Maybe that's far away from me. I know Africa's a massive place. But God, the lions, you know, the lions and the wildlife you guys have are just absolutely beautiful. You know, I'm a plumber, and I worked with a guy that came from South Africa, and I was always telling him how much of a beautiful country it is. I also had a friend that I went to school with. His mother and father, they were from South Africa. But Scotland is an interesting country. If you want to watch a good film, if you like movies, there's a good film from Scotland called Trainspotting. It shows you kind of what Scotland was like in the 1990s here. It was very riddled with crime. There's another really good Scottish movie called Highlander about sword fighting. It's a good movie. And there's another great Scottish movie called Braveheart about William Wallace, who fought against the English for independence. Because, you know, Scotland really suffered from the hands of England a long time ago. That's a great movie. I think anybody that watches that would enjoy it. It's a very sad movie. But, well, you see, we've got quite a good, rich... I think the oldest Christian church ever built was in Scotland. So there's a lot of history here. It's quite interesting, and I'm sure there is some absolutely amazing history over where you live as well. I love learning about countries and different cultures and things like that, and the struggles these places go through. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's well worth a watch. So what other Warframes have you been playing around with lately? You know, a good frame that's a bit different and you can play him a bit like Grendel is Lavos. You know, he doesn't really have timers in his abilities. I don't know if you've played around with him much, but if you haven't played around with him, Lavos is quite an interesting Warframe to play with, especially if you like hammers and slamming, because Lavos can force electric. He can force any element he wants on any gun or you know, melee weapon. Nice. Uriel, Kalervo, Danny, excellent choices. But Lavos is a good choice because, you know, if you get a weapon that's got terrible status chance, but you give it to Lavos, you can make it slam and do influence. You can make it, you know, proc whatever element you want. It's really, really fun. And, you know, Lavos can health tank like Grendel as well. And if you give him the Sancti Magi Star, you know, you get health back on every single time you swing the Magi Star. So if you take Lavos in a Void Cascade, and then you give him the Sancti Magi Star and you give it, you know, influence, and you give it forced electric, you're going to be able to smash everything, and you're going to be able to heal yourself on every slam. So I've got a build there about Lavos that is really good and really fun. Yeah, lifesteal, that's it.
Exalizer has been retired. You just lost an Exalizer to possession. Get it back. Now the Exalizer's purged. Any casualties you inflict within its field will bring the contamination level down. We're down an Exalizer. Working on backups. Exalizer spent. We're down an Exalizer. Working on backups. This discovery might interest you.
Yeah, Lavos is one of the frames that I played solid for months on end. But that was before the persistence changes. So yeah, Lavos is a really good fun frame to get into. It's very different though. You know, he kind of operates on cooldowns. So, you know, his abilities go on cooldowns a bit like, you know,
Cascade is going out of control.
sights, invisibility. Nice. Yeah, I was really obsessed with plat at the beginning, but you know, after you acquire everything, plat just naturally starts coming, does it? Especially if you play Void Cascade. This is, to me, the problem is once I got into Void Cascade, I don't want to play any other game modes. This is all I want to play now, and I hate every other game mode because this is the most fun and challenging. Yeah, I get you. It's the most fun and challenging, and
Exalizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse.
so yeah, platinum is just, you know, the only thing you need platinum for at the beginning is weapon slots, warframe slots, and forma catalysts. You know, Orokin reactors, Orokin catalysts, and then apart from that, everything's just cosmetic, really, is it? You know, if you want to buy a good Riven, I suppose people want platinum for that. But we've got to the point where everything dies so easily now that Rivens aren't even needed. So with the Riven changes, I think we're going to see a lot of changes. You know, we're going to be able to see status damage. We're going to be able to mod, you know, gas, viral, and corrosive probably on weapons now because you're going to get Rivens that are going to give you modded stuff that we never used to get. We'll be back in just a second.
We're down an Exalizer. Working on backups. This discovery might interest you.
What arcanes are you going to go for? The ones that I like are Magus Cloud because it allows me to, you know, sling through here and open up that instantly without any difficulties. You know, I don't usually have to stop and shoot them. Magus Cloud, sorry. That's the one that lets you open up the Exalizers really quickly. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a change. This is definitely a change to how I usually have him in the new skin. And before the new skin came out, I used to always have him in the Grax skin. But I think that this hat suits him. He kind of looks like a fat sheriff. A bit like me, fat. That's a really good augment of Robin's first augment. Basically, it turns his first ability into Kalervo's Collective Curse. So if you mark an enemy with Robin's first augment, the minute that they die, watch this, the blue guy here, look, there's a huge AoE explosion. So Robin's first augment, in my opinion, is an absolute must. It creates big AoE explosions. A bit like Collective Curse. So watch this. See that? Millions. The green number was ability damage, so if we get on this guy's here, watch this. Look at that. Big AoE explosions. So you can turn any single target weapon into AoE, see? So Robin's first augment is really nice, especially if you've got melee influence. The minute that one of them dies, it'll just spread around like a big collective curse and kill everybody. I think he's a super underrated frame, Robin. You know, I talk about him all the time and I play him virtually all the time. I've spent a lot of time on a lot of different frames. I think another super underrated frame is Mag. People don't realise how good Mag is. But for me, Robin is the best frame in the game. That's my opinion, you know. I think there's probably, to me, he's my favourite frame. But I think the best frame in the game, sorry, I would say is Nova. Nova you can take into any game mode, and Nova is going to do well in any game mode. To be honest, I am the worst person to ask about that. Because you look at me, I've only got 200 subs. People don't seem to be really interested in what I post. And that's okay, you know, I didn't intend to become a big channel. But I don't think I'm the person to ask for, because really I'm a complete beginner in this. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I just started posting lives of Cascade and, you know, making videos on guns that I like and Warframes that I like that people don't really talk about. But people don't really seem to care about my channel, and that's alright. But as long as a few people watch it, I'm happy. But yeah, I don't think I'm the most knowledgeable about YouTube at all, because if you look at my subscriber count, I've had my account for about a year and I've only got 275 subscribers. But you know, you get people that make one video and they've had an account for a week and they've got, you know, 3 times more than me. They've got 1,000 subs. So I really don't know how to become good at YouTube. That's the honest to God truth, because I've got a lot of videos and they don't really get much views. So I think I don't know. I don't think I'm the best person to ask about YouTube advice. I clearly don't know what I'm doing, or I would have a lot more subscribers.
Nearby attackers will degrade the Exolizer's performance. Clear them out to get the system working full steam. Contamination levels going in the wrong direction.
I think it doesn't help that I've deleted a lot of videos that maybe got me shadow kind of banned in the algorithm. But you know, the most views I've had is about 20,000 views, and that's in a short. And you know, I usually only get a couple of hundred views. But I've got a few consistent people that come in the lives and talk, and you know, are my friends in game. I created this channel really because, you know, I was trying to show people in game how good some things were. You know, because they don't get to see our damage numbers, I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll make a YouTube account and then I'll send the link to the video, you know, to my friends. So I would open up my PS chat and I would say, here's the link, and I would show them the YouTube channel. And then it kind of just steamrolled from there. I started to get subscribers. And then I thought, okay, I'll start to post some live Cascade runs. So my channel originally just started to show my friends in the clan some of my builds and to show what the builds could do. And then I thought, okay, then I'll just keep posting. But yeah, I don't think I'm the best person for advice on YouTube, because I don't think I'm making good enough content for people to keep watching. But it's a bit disheartening at times, you know. I see somebody post one video and they get 1,000 subscribers, then I've been posting a lot. A lot of people don't seem to follow. But yeah, I just meant I wanted people to see just how strong the likes of the Stalta and that was. So, you know, I would take a video and show them just how much damage the Stalta could do. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I thought, okay, I'll just keep posting videos. But as long as I can help one person, I'm happy. My job's done. That's all that matters. If I can help one person, I'm happy.
Just lost an Exolizer to possession. Get it back. We're down an Exolizer. Working on backups. Struggle has its benefits.
What I do think is shit though that you get these content creators that put out videos that are just absolute slop. Yeah, they got 500,000 subscribers. Then you got some channels that have only got 20,000 subscribers, but they really know what they're talking about. Like for example, the channels that I absolutely love are Moog, Moug, Amolistic, and Agall, Agall. So Amolistic's a Rhino, Agall is Excalibur, and Moog's Wisp. I'll be back in just a sec. I don't know why this guy's getting such a bad connection. I'm usually always a good host.
Exolizer spent. Contamination spreading.
Useless, usual people that are absolutely useless at this game mode. I'm fucking sick of it. Absolutely useless.
Exolizer suppressed. Purge it before it makes the contamination worse. Cascade is approaching critical levels. Your time is running out. Good work. You did all you could out there.
These people are fucking useless. I am so sick of it. Oh well, that's my live ruined, so I will see you later. And if you want to add me, here's my name here, Zero Assassin 1992. But that's kind of ruined the mood now. That fucking, as usual, runs ruined. Yeah, maybe there'll be another Void Cascade up. The luck is no other Cascade typical, so that means there's nothing for me to do. Anyway, all the best, my friend. I'll see you later. Bye bye.